Okay, so I have some great news for those who have been wanting to get the flight pass with Frontier. With the flight pass, normally you would pay $599, but now the flight is on a pre-sale for $299. And let me tell you what's even better with this. You don't have to wait until May of 2026 to begin flying. Frontier is allowing you to use your pass now. So the pass is good if you don't know from May of 2026 up until May of 2027. However, Frontier is allowing you to use your flight pass now. So you buy it now and you can fly up until May of 2026 and then up until May of 2027. So I should have just said up until May of 2027. But you get my point. So with the flight pass, you just pay a penny for the flight. But don't be deceived, okay? The flight is going to be about $15 when they add the taxes to it. But imagine going for $15 on a $15 flight, okay? $15 each way, by the way. $15 each way. So I have gotten so many benefits out of my flight pass. I have flown so many different places with my flight pass because here's the thing. As much as Frontier pisses me off sometimes, okay? You cannot complain about a $15 flight. You just can't. I'm sorry, okay? So jump on this. It's up until September 5th of this year, all right? So you have until September 5th to actually purchase this pass. And then you can fly. You can go, like go, go, go. Like you can really go. There's so many places that I've gone. I go back and forth all the time to Colorado because I love flying to Colorado. I go back and forth to Vegas. I go back and forth to California. I go to a lot of different places, okay? I'm talking about on Frontier, okay? Because other airlines that I fly, I go other places. But if Frontier is going there, you best to believe I'm on Frontier for the $15 flight. Again, $15 each way. So a lot of times what I do is, because my grandson and my son actually live in Houston, I will leave like from Atlanta, 6 a.m. on a Saturday, go down, spend a day with them, and then I'll come back like that evening. Sometimes I'll spend the night, sometimes I'll spend the weekend. My whole family has a flight pass, okay? So my husband has a flight pass, my son and grandson have a flight pass, so a lot of times they come and they do a little short trip here to Atlanta. It's $15 each way. If you have a child that is in college, okay, or away, or you're a parent and your child lives in a different state, then you should get this pass because it will allow your children that are in college to come back and forth. But I want you to check the flights and make sure that where you live, that there are a lot of flights. You know, don't just buy it just for one city, okay? I want to be clear because if you think you're going from Dallas to Houston nonstop, it's not going to happen. They used to have Dallas to Houston nonstop, but they no longer have Dallas to Houston nonstop. All right, now you got to fly, sit somewhere for 20 hours, a layover, whatever the case may be, okay? If you're desperate, you'll do it, okay? Otherwise, you'll jump in your car and just drive 3 hours, all right? However long it takes to get to Dallas. But I digress, okay? So my point is go get the flight pass so you can go, go, go. If you are a parent and your child is in a different state, and we're talking about like young adult children, okay? I would not put a 5-year-old, 10-year-old on Frontier by themselves, let's be clear. But like if your child is in school, and let's say your child goes to school in Illinois, and you live in Atlanta, okay? And it's, I forget the airports, but there are 2 airports there, Midway, I believe, and O'Hare. Then you're gonna see a lot of flights going back and forth between Atlanta, Midway, Atlanta, O'Hare. Same thing for New York, Washington, D.C. There are so many flights, okay? But for $15, go ahead and do yourself a favor, do your family a favor, and go ahead and get the pass. You have up until September 5th for $299. And believe me, that is a deal because normally it's $599. So go forward. And, you know, when you're bored and you're like, what should I do? You can take a flight somewhere, okay? You can take a day trip somewhere. You can just take, you know, again, I go everywhere with this pass, okay? Everywhere that Frontier goes, that is. So get the pass. You have until September 5th. And there's another thing I want to mention. There is a sale that Frontier is having, okay? Where you can do a status upgrade. So you can go straight to gold, all right, gold status. And you may be thinking, what does that mean for me? Well, it means that you can do a carry-on bag and a personal bag, all right? Carry-on bag and a personal bag, all right? So you're not having to pay for those bags. Now, if you want to check in, that's something different. But I would jump on this. It's only $299 up until the 5th. And trust me, it's worth it. This is coming from someone who's had that pass for the past 3 years. I actually love it. I don't love Frontier like that, but again, $15 each way. Okay, you may have to deal with some delayed flights. It may be delayed an hour. It may be delayed 2 hours. You never know with Frontier, okay? But I get to where I need to get to, all right? Take a chance, people, and see if you like it. I think you'll love it.